What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Goods. Today we're going to talk about op players. And what does that mean for other players that are going up into that position? Like Damian Williams. What does that mean for Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Even Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, even Adrian Peterson with Darius Geis. You know, I waited a little while. I see everybody putting up their info, and they're doing it really quick. I like to take my time, look at the research before I start jumping into conclusions. But let's start with Damian Williams. With him opting out, what does that mean for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? He's going in the first round. Some drafts got him in the second round. Where do we look at it? Dave, why don't you jump in real quick?
So CEH was already in like weird flux, you know, with Damian Williams still being there. They drafted him early. Falls into a great spot in Kansas City. It's an awesome offense. I want any part of that offense.
Yeah.
Damian Williams opts out. He's gone. You don't even have to think about him. LaShawn McCoy, he's with the Bucks. You don't even have to think about him. Now it's just CEH over there.
Yeah, there's no one else there.
No one there. So he's got the carries. He's in one of the top offenses in the league. That's a really, really good running back to have, especially, in my opinion, in PPR. He's going to catch a lot of balls. However, I just don't know where I'm going to take him when it comes to the top running backs in the draft. Am I thinking he's in the top 6? I really don't know if I'm there yet. You know, we don't have minicamp. Training camp started late. We're not going to have preseason. We're not going to be able to see him. I just don't know if I can give that much draft capital to a rookie running back that I have never seen play. Well, I haven't even seen him play in college. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked up some of his college videos, and he did play good. I mean, I was very impressed with what he can do. But we've seen it with Saquon Barkley when he was a rookie. He was going like, what, number 7, number 6 when he was coming into.
He was a stud in college. Though.
Yeah,
that's a difference. Like
no.
He was like national.
But I'm saying like a rookie running back in the first round is not unheard of. Am I correct?
Oh no, definitely not unheard of. And actually, that's where a lot of these top picks come out of is they're rookie running backs and they pop off the tape all of a sudden week 1. You know, a la Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
You know?
And then like he said, like they had LaShawn McCoy, they had Damian Williams there. They had about like over 200 carries combined. You know, the Chiefs don't run the ball that much. They're mostly pass offense. But when I think of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think that he can handle this workload. I don't think it's that big of a workload. They're going to be using him very smartly, I think. The fact that there's no one behind him, as of right now, I do see him as a first-round pick. I see him late in the first round. I want to play a game real quick with you, Dave. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right, you ready? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Do you see him going over Derrick Henry?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't even consider it. You know Derrick Henry's role. They just paid the man. You know he's a bigger guy. And I talk about this all the time. You got to think about the COVID-19 restrictions. You're not getting all that work before the season starts. You're going to see a lot of soft tissue injuries. We know that Derrick Henry is built to take brutal hits.
And he's gonna get
season.
He's gonna get those carries.
All season.
Led the league in carries last year. Like he's gonna do it. I would take Derrick Henry also over.
I wouldn't even think
Clyde.
about it. I wouldn't even.
All right, so let's jump to this one now. Let's do Dalvin Cook. Would you take Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Dalvin Cook?
If you asked me this 2-3 weeks ago, I'd say yes, probably. But since Dalvin
showed
up, he reported, waiting on his COVID test to get back to football work, but he's there, he's willing to play. Now I'm taking Dalvin Cook, and then I'm looking at Alexander Madison a little bit earlier than most people to try to lock that up because soft tissue injuries are going to be a big thing this year. I want everyone listening to think about that. Soft tissue injuries are going to be a real big thing. Think about those players that are prone to soft tissues.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I do see Dalvin Cook going before Clyde Edwards-Helaire also. I would also pick Dalvin Cook. But now let's jump into like the later rounds. So now those are the mid rounds. We know that we would not touch Clyde Edwards-Helaire in those mid rounds. Mm-hmm. So we already established like we're not going to reach there. But once we go into the later rounds, would you take him over Tyreek Hill?
Later rounds, and I was telling you, we're talking like front end of the second round.
Well, we're seeing Tyreek Hill. I see Tyreek Hill stretch from the 6th overall pick to second round in the second pick. Second round, second pick. It's anywhere in between there. I can see Tyreek Hill going.
You know what? I'm taking CEH.
Yeah?
I'm taking him over Tyreek Hill.
You would take Clyde Edwards-Helaire over?
I want as many. So I'm thinking that even like we're talking soft tissue injuries. Let's talk about if you contract it. I want depth at a position that's really hard to place this year, and I can't stress that enough. You know, if you have 6 bench spots, you know, I may want 4 running backs on my bench this year.
See, all right, this is the thing with me now, okay? If I'm sitting at, like, the 9th spot, and Tyreek Hill is there, and Derrick Henry went, Dalvin Cook went, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still there, I'm not going to draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would take Tyreek Hill over Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's just me. Like I said...
You said Derrick Henry's off the board, though, right?
Yeah, Derrick Henry's off the board.
So that's another running back off the board. You possibly have someone that's going to be in the top 3.
I'd rather solidify.
If not, he's definitely going to be in the top 15 running backs.
I just rather solidify my wide receiver 1, and I know what I'm getting out of Tyreek Hill, and it's in the same offense, so we know what's going to happen.
Just like full disclaimer right here, like we're kind of splitting hairs here. CEH is going to be in the top 15 running backs. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah,
in my mind, he's going to be top 15.
Yeah, he's going to be
he's going to be starting roster every week.
Yeah, I can't see him putting up duds unless COVID-19 happens or he gets hurt. You know, it's just too good of an offense, man. It's too good of an offense to mess up. You know, they could basically put anybody in that backfield, and for some reason, they'll shine.
I challenge one listener right now. Put it in the comments. Give me one other offense where you're just searching down the depth chart because you want a piece of that offense. We got players going before the last couple rounds, like Mecole Hardman, you know, like, because you just want a piece of that offense. Sammy Watkins is still coming down. Like, you're drafting these players because you just want a piece of that offense.
Yeah. Same thing with these two right here.
Get the running back of that offense.
These two. Boom, boom, boom. Cowboys, Ravens. Like, those are people that you want to pick up. That's right. Because you know their offense is going to move. You need people that can score. You need people that can make plays. Cowboys, Ravens, Chiefs, those are the teams that you know they're going to make plays. So we got like the Michael Gallups of the world, the Amari Coopers, the Hollywood Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the people that you want to target. Those are good ADPs. Where they're falling, perfect. I would take them in a heartbeat.
I definitely don't disagree with you.
Definitely
but just take them where they should go.
Yeah, don't reach. That's the one thing about fantasy football. Like, a lot of people reach because they're afraid, like, oh, if I don't get him, you know, my team's ruined. Dude, don't worry about it, man. Move on. It's not like the worst thing is going to happen if you don't get Michael Thomas.
Best player for the round.
Exactly, man. And you can get great value in later rounds that can like help your team out so much. Like Brandon Cooks. Like, we've talked about Brandon Cooks so much, and he's fallen. Like, what round can you get Brandon Cooks? Like 6th, 7th round.
Oh, he's going 6 to 9.
Like,
you're getting the number 1 wide receiver of Deshaun Watson-led offense in the 6th to 9th round.
So
that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, there's good value in the wide receiver.
And you throw fucking David Johnson in that backfield. That's exactly what they were looking for when they traded for Lamar Miller years ago. They got their David. You know, they got David Johnson. That's who they fucking wanted.
Yeah. Dude, dead ass.
He's gonna ball out too.
Yeah, I like David Johnson this year.
You're getting him late.
Yeah, but what I said, like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I would not take him over Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry,
we branched off that crazy.
Yeah, I know, it just came out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, Tyreek Hill, I would take over. So let's do this one more time.
Let's say.
How about this? Right?
We're gonna have to fucking run that back.
Here's a question for you. Would you take Clyde Edwards-Helaire or would you take Nick Chubb?
That's a really good question. That's really good. I feel like we talked in depth.
Like, no, seriously. CEH. Like, say if you're in you're like 8th overall or 7th overall pick, and you have that Derrick Henry or or Dalvin Cook, and you see Clyde Edwards-Helaire falling to you, you know, would you take him, or would you take a Nick Chubb? You know, I'm just curious.
Honestly, with everything that just happened, and you had the opt-out of Damian Williams, Sean McCoy's gone.
You still take Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Chubb's got Kareem Hunt right there. Yeah, I'm gonna take Cook.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Take Cook.
So we're figuring out now that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is basically falling somewhere in between first round, 8th pick, and it can go all the way back to like 2nd round.
I kind of see him in that.
That's where we see him.
That Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, Kenyon Drake, David Johnson, Mark Ingram group.
Yeah.
That kind of second tier running backs could lead your team to victory every week. Could just be the guy to keep the train moving. You know, they're not really going to bust on you, but, you know, you just got to see how it plays out for the season.
Now, since we got the Clyde Edwards-Helaire thing out, we want to talk about Darius Geis. Now, obviously, Darius Geis was let go of the Washington football team. I was this close to saying the word. This close to saying the word. Oh, man, it's like Voldemort, bro. Anyway.
Whoa.
But anyway, yeah, he was let go by the Washington football team over some domestic violence shit. I have no fucking idea. But what does that mean now for Adrian Peterson? Where do you value him? Now, me and you had a discussion about this earlier, and
kind of short, also branched off again.
Okay, so where do you see Adrian Peterson going?
Maybe a round earlier than he was going. What was that, around the 11th round?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I would have to look at a mock right now, but if you probably...
Look that up, bro.
That's all right.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so he's going like round 13.
Yeah.
You know, so
you would see him going...
I find that even late. Before the Darius Geis situation, it's kind of late for a guy that's getting you over 200 carries. Regardless of his age, it's fucking... He's gonna get goal line work. You know, you gotta throw him in your flex.
Dude,
somebody
211 carries
COVID.
He had last year. 211 carries.
I see him as like a 10-11 round pick at this point. You know, you got Gibson coming in. They drafted him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing good things about him, but you know, it's another guy that I've never seen play.
So,
I'm not like an avid watcher of college football, but I try to read up on it, and I do hear that they do like him. But I mean, you got a guy that's got over 200 carries last year. I could see him getting over 200 more this year. You know, it's not a great offense. They should be better. You know, it's another year. They're the same head coach, probably same quarterback.
But yeah, no.
They'll be all right.
But where do you see now? We already talked about Adrian Peterson. Where do you see Gibson? I'm just curious. You get 3rd round pick.
Yeah, you heard me talk about.
You know, do you think Adrian Peterson is gonna take that workload all year, or do you think Gibson is gonna slowly creep up and be that sneaky flex play that you can use later on in the season?
So honestly, I really see Gibson ceiling this year as like a Devin Singletary last year.
So what, like a flex, like a solid flex?
Like a really solid flex for the year because the talent is there. You know, I've read a ton of reports on him. The Redskins, ooh.
Yeah, the Redskins.
The Washington football team loves him. I'm still getting used to it, man.
Yeah, nah. No one out there, you can't tell me that you're not used to it. Just leave me alone.
Fighting Irish is all I gotta say.
Yeah, what's up with that? You guys are soft.
Yeah, no, but I could totally see Antonio Gibson. I would rather take a flyer on Antonio Gibson than taking Adrian Peterson. But if you needed a running back that you knew was going to get you 10 to 12 carries, 30, 40 yards, 50 yards, and a touchdown, go ahead and take Adrian Peterson. But if you want to take a fucking chance, Antonio Gibson could be that solid flex.
Yeah.
That just sails you through to the playoffs.
But you can't doubt, like, I love the Antonio Gibson. I think he can really shine, especially later on in the season. Like, I think he'll be a solid waiver wire pickup. I can see a lot of people picking him up in the waiver. I can see people drafting him. I can see a lot of people dropping him early in the season, though.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
make spots.
I think he's that guy that the avid, the avid listener, someone who's doing their research, is going to look at, and it could be that steal for you.
Yeah.
In the back end of the round. Like, if you remember Alvin Kamara's rookie year, a few years back, I was able to pick him off the waiver wire after someone drafted him.
Yeah.
And they dropped him by week 3.
Because he wasn't doing nothing.
I was in dire need of anything. Like, talent all around. So I don't know what happened to me that draft. But I picked up Alvin Kamara, and he went wild for me that season. We were right into the playoffs. I almost made the
And that stuff happens all the time in drafts.
I think Antonio Gibson could be that Alvin Kamara this year. Whether someone drafts him and drops him is that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I really think he could be that Alvin Kamara rookie season, that Devin Singletary rookie season. I could foresee that as his season, and you could get that real late in the draft.
Yeah. It's definitely someone to watch.
Even go undrafted.
Yeah, you probably even go undrafted. I was just literally about to say that, man. Like, you can literally pick this guy up for peanuts, straight up. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is this whole COVID-19 thing. With everybody opting out, obviously, because of COVID-19, how is this season going to pan out? I've said my aspect before. Dave has a similar aspect. Go ahead, Dave. If you want to talk about it, go for it.
Yeah, man, I just want to run you through it. Like, right off the bat, it's not like it's the MLB or the NHL. They're not in a bubble. And even if they were, it's 53 men on a roster, they're not going to be able to social distance all the time, So they're together. One person tests positive for COVID, they're gonna have to fucking quarantine for 14 days.
And that could be the whole team.
And that's 2 weeks, and whether they test positive or not is kind of inconsequential to that, right? So I really don't know how their protocols are gonna work with that. I don't know exactly how many times they're gonna test them and when. Even Todd Gurley's not sure on that. He's talking about sitting out the season until they have a real set-in plan. But you're talking about 2 weeks minimum. Then you're going to talk about having to get back into football shape, because you just sat out 2 weeks and you can't practice with the team, right? So we're talking about 3 weeks you're missing somebody.
Yeah.
Minimum, right? I've worked with people alongside on the front line. I know them, they've had symptoms for 2 weeks, stopped having symptoms after 2 weeks, but still tested positive for the virus for the next 4 weeks. So now we're talking 6 weeks.
It's gonna be a tricky
crazy
situation. That's what it is. It's gonna be a tricky situation. With this whole coronavirus thing, it's going to be out of control. This is why I say it's going to be the year of the waiver wire. It's going to be the year of the backups. Basically, this draft that we're going into doesn't really mean anything because most likely half of your team might be sick.
Very good possibility.
It's very rare that you're going to have a draft like this. All these people that can possibly get sick, and you can have the best lineup in the world. Have everybody roster baits after their after your live draft or any draft that you have. You just sit there and you're like, oh, I can't believe I had him. I can't believe I had him. You roster bait all over the place. This year, you got to have that down in your mind that this team looks nice, but this team might not be there. Week 3, week 4, week 5, you might have to switch things up, trade people.
It might be a good idea, honestly, this year, and I just thought about this right now. So you guys are the first ones hearing this. Besides this asshole, is you may not want to stack so many players on the same team, because it's entirely plausible that you have, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Todd Gurley, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or Travis Kelce. It's like. They happen often, and I wouldn't blame you because they're all fantastic fucking players. But maybe this year, you kind of try to spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap it up today. We talked about players. We talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Darius Geis, Adrian Peterson.
We talked about Corbett. In a completely different direction for 15 minutes. You're welcome.
Yeah, I know, out of nowhere. But yeah, we just wanted to say, if you guys want to reach out, if you have any questions about this here, leave a comment, man. We are always happy to answer your comments, any football questions at all. If you just want to show support, we greatly appreciate it. We do have a jersey giveaway. I'm just looking for 500 subscribers. If you can give me 500 subscribers, I will give away one of those great jerseys out for free. No charge. Everybody loves free stuff. It's all authentic. We got Beckett. We got JSA.
Yo, just share the video. Tell your friends about it. It's a free jersey. It's signed.
Yeah.
You know.
Why
That's
not?
right. I mean, why not?
And you show support. What could go wrong? But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. We are the Fantasy Goods, and we got the goods.